Why do JavaScript arrays and objects coerce unexpectedly? Imagine you're trying to add an array and an object in JavaScript, and instead of getting what you expect, you see strange strings or numbers. It can be confusing at first. Why does JavaScript behave this way? Well, it all comes down to how the language handles different types and converts them during operations. JavaScript is a loosely typed language, which means variables can hold any type of data. When you perform an operation with mismatched types, JavaScript tries to make them compatible automatically. This process is called type coercion. Arrays and objects are reference types, not simple values like numbers or strings. When JavaScript needs to turn them into primitive values, it uses an internal method called toPrimitive. This method first calls the value of function on the object or array. If that returns a primitive, JavaScript uses it. If not, it calls toString. For arrays, toString joins all elements with commas, turning an array like 1, 2, 3 into the string 1, 2, 3. For plain objects, toString simply returns object. This default behavior can lead to unexpected results. For example, if you add an empty array to an object, the array becomes an empty string, and the object becomes object. So the expression plus results in object because it's string concatenation. Similarly, if you write plus, the outcome can differ based on the context, sometimes evaluating as 0 or object. When arrays or objects are used in Boolean contexts, they are always truthy, even if they are empty. This can surprise developers expecting empty arrays or objects to be falsy. To avoid surprises, it's best to be explicit with conversions. Use string to turn values into strings, number, for numbers, and Boolean, for truthiness checks. Also, when comparing values, prefer strict equality, which does not perform type coercion over loose equality. Remember, operations like addition often trigger string conversion because of how JavaScript handles the plus sign. When debugging, inspecting the actual types and values with console.log helps clarify what is happening. The core reason arrays and objects coerce unexpectedly is their internal toPrimitive method, which tries value of first, then toString. Because their default toString results in strings like object or comma-separated lists, operations involving them can produce surprising strings or numbers. Mastering these core concepts makes writing predictable JavaScript much easier.